Previously on Sister Wives. Hi. How's it going, sweetheart?
Cody wants to come over and see the new apartment that I've moved into.
We could build a house if you wanted.
I don't understand this we thing.
I'm looking at this apartment, I'm like, it's really obvious to me I'm never going to live in it. I'm not even welcome here, I don't think. See if you blow it out. My goal from the beginning was that my family would be under one roof.
I think every kid needs a dad.
We have cake, should we do presents and then have cake?
It's very, very painful. It does not make sense to us because we're like, we're family, what the heck? I called him, I'm like, hey. And he's like, hey. And I said, happy anniversary. And he's like, but we're not meant. And he paused. And then he goes, but we're not living as a married couple. We really haven't had any sort of marriage for like 8 years. Screw him. He's not worth it. McKelty's pregnant, and we're having a big reveal party today. So we're getting everybody on the video chat. Hi. I'm really honestly interested to see how the kids are with Cody and Robin on the call. I don't care if they're on the call, but I know that there's a lot of friction between some of the kids.
How are you feeling, sis?
Pregnancy sucks, but also fine.
I was nervous that like Gabe and Garrison wouldn't even show up.
But you can see everyone. Maddie's jumping on. Logan and Aspen are running a little late, but they're going to be here soon.
It's fun to see everybody.
I'm hoping that we can all get on and just be cordial and be adults and be grown up about this and enjoy this process with Tony and McKelty and then go our separate ways.
See Grandpa and Grandma and Isabel and Hunter and Grandma and Savannah and Gabe. There's Maddie. Say hi.
You know, even though our last interaction was on a text thread, we weren't looking each other in the eye. We didn't have something that we were rallying around like Tony and McKelty. So I think this is a very different situation.
Well, I'm pretty nervous. I'm just going in, like this is about Tony McKelty and babies, you know?
I'm hoping that them seeing Cody and I and our smiles and like our encouragement will help them to realize that I'm not the bad guy. I wanted to speak up on behalf of my mom and all the efforts that she's made. Like, no matter what anyone believes or feels, the truth is that she's been one of the biggest, if not the biggest cheerleader for the good, healthy relationships and correspondence between Dad and the kids and Dad and the other wives.
Well, we have everyone. Fine. Oh, sorry, we should mute ourselves. We're doing bad at this.
One for each? One for each, because we're not cool enough to have one kid for both Kenneths.
I think it's great that Robin and Cody are on this call. They are a couple. I don't have a problem with seeing them as a couple, them participating in family stuff as a couple. It's just what it is.
What gender you guys think the twins are?
I think it's a girl and a boy.
1 and 1. 1 and 1.
One girl, I'm like 1 and 1.
1 girl, 1 boy.
Caleb said 1 girl, 1 boy too. I was really happy that, you know, even though there's like strife and struggle, they're still like, well, this is still a family. We can still try to be a family, which is ultimately always what I've wanted. Is that even through the separation, that my family is still a family. It's different.
Yeah, I think it says something that they're willing to get together for big life stuff. Tells you that there's still something there, which is nice to see.
Okay, 1,
Should we
2.
just out together?
Yeah, together.
1,
2, 3.
3. Yeah. I saw 2 blue. 2 blue. 2 blue.
Yeah, 2 boys. 2 boys.
Yeah! Ah, 2 boys! I'm just as excited as I would be if they were a pair of girls. I see a bad moon horizon. So this whole video chat was very bittersweet. Mostly sweet. But I started out being almost in a state of paranoia with anxiety over the contempt that had been thrown my direction. 2 boys?
So they're not identical, so we don't have to worry about mixing them up.
It would be absolutely amazing and a dream if my family could completely reconcile and all of us could go back to being one unit. I think that all my siblings need each other. I think that Robin's kids need Janelle's kids and my mom's kids and Mary's kids. We all need each other. I think ultimately we all need our moms too. As hard as it is, we all need our moms.
She goes, my cousin Avalon.
I mean, Cody really doesn't have much contact with many of these people in these boxes.
Here's the thing. Tony McKelty loved me and Robin. And we know that. And we have a good relationship with them. And that made it all okay.
I mean, I'm hoping that eventually we get to the point where we will all be able to get together in person.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye, guys. Bye. Joey, good job.
I'm not interested in getting back together again for something yet. All I'm going to be is cordial. I would love to say I'm going to be more, but I'm not. And I'm not interested in that either.
Bye, Dee. Love you. Bye, guys. Love you.
Someday our family civil war may end. And then that contempt, we can deal with it. And Robin and I are going to be like this. You're not going to separate us. They want their dad, but they don't want Robin. That's not going to work. Robin and I are going to be like this, and we're going to work this out. And that's just the relationship we're going to be in.
Yeah, I don't know where Mary was. I don't know.
I thought Mary and McKelty were good.
Our older kids choose who they want to have relationships with. She's not comfortable with everybody in the family. She won't be on any other things for McKelty and her children.
I have been traveling all weekend. So I'm here in Parowan. We're working on remodeling this carriage house. It's going to be my shop, my boutique space for my clothing business. Even though I do this business mostly online, there's going to be the potential eventually to bring people in and do shopping actually here in my space. I just wanted to stop here and check on some things and then obviously check on the current status of the carriage house. Here we go. What is happening? I guess they have to punch some holes in the walls. So a few months ago, Cody and I had our anniversary. It was our 32nd anniversary. We were out on a drive, and he basically at that point told me that our relationship was not gonna ever heal. He actually said to me, I have no desire, Mary, to have a relationship with you. This puts it on me now. When Cody and I got married, we made a promise to each other. God was involved. It was a very spiritual thing. Our plans were to be married for eternity. How much is this eternal covenant worth to me? But then I also think, but really has he already broken the covenant? So what covenant is there? Change is good. Changing up, leveling up, doing some amazing things in my life and businesses. I'm still just trying to figure out what to do. What now? This is just kind of the start to it. Just kind of able to see like this physical change is happening. It's kind of cool. I'm excited to be eternally bound to somebody who doesn't want me. It's a lot to consider.
I'm not interested in casual hookups. I don't want to do that.
I guess I'm just not in much of a hurry. I like the idea of being in a romantic, loving relationship, all that.
I'm not going to be hanging out where lots of single men are or whatever, you know. Definitely sure as hell not doing that online dating thing. I don't get that whole swiping thing. I don't get that thing. I don't get that whole swiping thing. I don't get that.
Isabel has to go back home to North Carolina. I am not happy. This is not a good situation. No, it has been nice having her. It's been really, really nice having Isabel for the summer.
Nice. Do you like lobster?
I have begun to like lobster.
Oh, really? Awesome.
So we're having complete surf and turf. Steak, lobster, and crab legs. Like, we're just going all out for Isabel.
It says stick it under the shell.
Oh, I do want to hug you. Hi. Oh, you want that?
Oh, that comes like pushing.
Evelyn's adorable. She's adorable. She's actually getting busier. A nice thing about Isabel coming this summer is our life is complete. It's home, and we're home. And she likes that. She likes how it feels when we're home.
Isabel, how was your summer day? It was good. It's been a good summer. Good enough to come here? Yeah, Sunday. Nice. Nice answer. That's really good.
But Isabel, do you see yourself settling here?
Probably, yeah. Oh, most definitely, actually.
Why?
There's families here, and more family than in North Carolina.
I would love it if Isabel moved back here. Are you kidding me? She needs to do what she's going to do. She needs to figure this out. It is her life.
So authentic state.
Tony's always asking me about my dating life. Always. And so, of course, naturally, Isabel's farewell dinner turns into about my dating life. It's ridiculous. I never dated anybody. Cody was the first boy I kissed, and it was after we were married. Yep, it's true.
I think dating sounds like fun. It's been frustrating, but it's not like I go out that much too, you know. And how would I be public like that? That's when I
Wait, okay.
Wait, just
What if you have a profile, but you just don't use Christine, you just go by like a name? I'm saying you could go by Tina on a profile, and you can vibe it out. And then if you ever like someone enough, you can be like, oh, by the way, that's me over there. My name is Christine.
I would just be concerned about the type of people you're finding.
Well, yeah, you can do like an adult version. Like a
Farmer's own.
Oh my gosh. Is this really a conversation we're having? I'm not interested in casual hookups. I don't want to do that.
I guess I'm just not in much of a hurry. I like the idea of being in a romantic, loving relationship and all that. I also really like how my life is right now.
But you're not in a hurry. We're saying
I'm not.
go fish around.
Julie and I love our
See
life.
what's what.
I like
Get back in the
dip your toes in the pond.
you know, begin your skills again.
This is Isabel's farewell dinner. Why are we talking about me dating? Why am I continuing the conversation? They're ridiculous.
You're acquainted with
It takes practice. It takes practice.
I know you're right, and I haven't done it. I haven't put my foot on it. I haven't.
That's why we were worried.
I know. All right, thank you.
It is frightening. I'm entering the dating world at 50. Everyone comes with a past. Everyone comes with a history, and mine's really complicated. I just want to move on with my life and forget about the past and different people now. I'll just continue being a unit with Janelle. I love it. I'm just saying.
Cody and Robin are kind of really wrapped up in raising their kids. Mary's spending a lot more time at the B&B. My kids are all great, and so I have an opportunity to go do this road trip with Christine, so I'm going to go. been invited to go up to Christine's brother's house and drive some ATVs, which I've never done before. And it'll be just a really great chance to hang out with Christine and get to know her family a little more.
I wanted to ask you about a comment that Robin made. Robin was talked about how if I was still, usually in the church, you have to get, the approval and stuff of, and
which is true.
But we all know if I'm not part of that church,
right? So,
am I the only one that's not in the church in the adults? If we were still part of our church, we would have had to go through some, counseling and things like that. The head of the church has to agree to let you get spiritually divorced. There's no ecclesiastical authority that I believe in that would sever my relationship with Cody and sever my marriage with Cody. Aren't all the adults not in the church?
I haven't been to church with anybody in a long, long time. And all I can think is that she was just it was deer in the headlight maybe, and she was reacting from, I don't know.
Well, she was thinking it invalidated her marriage if I could just leave when I wanted to.
In our faith, our spiritual marriages mean more almost than the legal marriages. Well, they do mean more. And they are not something you can just easily decide to not do. No, there has to be something that puts teeth in these agreements that we make.
So does it invalidate you?
No.
That I just left?
No. I don't know. I've had to really think about this because I'm obviously my marriage is not good. I don't think I really even am married anymore. Cody and I really haven't had the official conversation, but I haven't seen him in, he hasn't been in my house in 10 months or something.
That doesn't sound like you're married.
No.
This is one of those delicate balances where I've never wanted to sway her to leave Cody, even though it's the best decision that I made.
I've spent most of my life trying to constantly fit square pegs into round holes. Feel that movement?
We did measure the length of this, right?
No, we didn't. I force things to fit rather than going, is this a fit? My life has changed a lot, and it's been interesting because I don't really feel like a polygamist anymore. It's been 10 months since I've been to Janelle's house. I don't even know what's going on hardly half the time with Mary's life. Now I've got all this time that Robin and we've got sort of this special life together. It's been a challenge in one way, but you know what? I do have some time to spend with my friends. So Brian's been in town for business, and him and I've got some business we're going to wrap up today. So we can figure out which hitch we think is going to be best here.
Yeah, let's measure it.
I was the one that married Brian to his wife, Judith. I performed their wedding ceremony, and that was actually a special experience. And I'm thinking this one, because the weight is going to pull you down to the level. Brian's got a little car lot in Oklahoma, so I sold him these 3 vehicles. He bought the pickup, and he bought my sports car, and he bought this little car that I'd been just farming around the kids, I got a trailer. We're going to haul that car in it, and then this pickup truck is going to pull them both.
We should have put some lubrication on
think
that
it's
jack. Cody does not need a project, and he does not need to rebuild a car. I said, you got kids, you got wives, you got houses you're building, you're doing stuff. You don't need to rebuild this car.
Best case scenario, Brian and I change the hitch, we get the trailer back on, we get the car in the trailer, loaded, locked down, and the truck will pull it. Worst case scenario, Brian drives the truck and comes back another time for the sports car.
Let's not forget we got to change that ball.
The ball. Yes.
I'm a little nervous.
Now that Brian and I have the trailer fixed and it's hooked up to the truck, we're going to drive it from Coyote Pass over to Robin's house, where we will load the car up the trailer. It'll be so sad to see my car go. When you're going through a hard experience, the presence of other men who respect and love you help endure that experience. It also takes the focus off of everything going on with the family, those struggles, when him and I are focused on accomplishing something. It's a help to move me away from what is hard about my life in other ways. This car has been part of my life for so long.
I feel like we might both end up crying over this car.
For different reasons.
For different reasons.
Car's 2002. It's 20 years old. Now it's a classic.
The white sports car was definitely Cody's baby.
Janelle and I go camping in it.
I can remember that Cody was so excited because he got this car and it had a back seat. It wasn't much of a back seat.
Isabel was the last person out of the kids to drive the white sports car. Her driving in the sports car was like my favorite.
Rob and I fell in love in this car.
I got my answer about Cody and the white sports car too. I felt God talking to me. There's a lot of fun stuff that happened in that white sports car.
This is the car I was driving when I first went public.
Yeah.
With the polygamy thing.
Yeah, in Utah.
Yeah. I like marriage. And I'm a repeat offender. I admitted to the world, basically, that I was a polygamist when I was driving that car. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're going low.
Okay, go to the right a little. Okay,
Are we clear now?
Okay, how much room do you have?
I got an inch.
An inch.
I got 2.
Okay, right there. Whoa.
We're gonna get in. All you need is a 1/4 inch.
Keep coming.
As long as it doesn't touch the car, we're fine.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good on my side. You got a little extra room if you need it.
I don't know how much room I'm getting here as I go in. Oh wait, woohoo! Because all of a sudden we're wondering, do we have enough room? Feel that movement?
We did measure the length of this, right?
No, we didn't. We measured it side to side. We didn't measure it from front to back. We don't know.
Keep coming. Keep coming. 6 inches. Keep coming.
Whoa, you sure?
Keep coming.
You sure I'm not against it?
You're not.
I'm still just being optimistic that we're even going to fit.
Stop.
Check and see if we're good.
We're touching.
I don't know what's happening.
It's going to get dark for a second.
Here's praying.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be like 2 inches that is not going to go our way.
What if I pressure onto the other side? What do you think?
I feel like you could go through the front of the trailer.
Oh boy. We're all the way to the front, and I just don't see how it's going to be safe to just strap the door tight. I mean, we need 3 more inches.
I knew we should have measured that.
Yeah.
The second I said it, I knew we were screwed.
I thought this has got to be a 12-foot car, not a 14-foot car. We got... there's nothing to be done here.
Straight.
Gosh! I've spent most of my life as this polygamist trying to constantly fit, square peg. Oh God, it's like the adventures of Cody and Brian, man.
Yeah.
This is nuts. I force things to fit rather than going, is this a fit? I thought she had jacked the bumper, and I thought, well, let's just take the bumper off, but that's not going to do it.
Okay,
shoot.
Next trip.
Next trip, man. I've had to learn through my experiences in plural marriage that the square peg is not a good idea to pound into the round hole. Oh, there's no doubt that I probably flirted with Janelle a little bit.
He would always kind of joke, well, why don't you come be in our family?
I just remember talking to her a lot. Was that flirting?
I don't consider myself married. I consider myself definitely separate, divorced, separated. I don't know.
I feel like over the past 10 months, Janelle has really made it difficult for me to feel like I'm married to her anymore. It's just, she's just constantly going, I don't think we can reconcile. And I don't disagree with her, but I sometimes feel like, are we just giving up too easy? I really just don't know how I would define my marriage to Janelle.
I had such a strong spiritual...
So he hasn't even been at your house in 10 months.
I mean, he's come over to, he came and saw the new place. Since school started, I haven't heard from him. Savannah hasn't heard from him in, a month.
I haven't been at Janelle's house in 10 months, but it doesn't mean that I haven't been around.
I have a very busy life. I love going to bed at night and reading my book and turning out the light when I want to turn it out. And The dogs are on the bed with me because he never could stand that. Like, I mean, just, I get to do my thing, you know?
I like being single. I love being single. I love it.
First of all, I'm not interested in dating at all. I'm not even interested. I'm not looking. I don't even look at guys or men. Like, it's just, well, I don't, it's too much work. I don't want to do that. I'm not looking. I'm not going to be hanging out where lots of single men are or whatever, you know. Definitely sure as hell not doing that online dating thing. I don't get that whole swiping thing. I don't get that. And so I'm like, you know, if I were at a place where I really wanted to find somebody again, I'd probably have to give it more thought. For me, I don't want to break my covenant without knowing God's completely cool with it. I don't know. Don't know how that happens, but I'm waiting till I know. So I don't know.
That's absolutely frustrating. I'm
For
sorry.
me, like, I had such a spiritual witness to marry Cody. Like, I knew I should marry him. I knew it. I knew it without a doubt. I was friends with Mary's family before she even met Cody. She wanted me to come meet her new boyfriend. So I was there, and there was all that emotion of like, oh, there you are, you know, that feeling. And I had that feeling the minute I saw him walk in the room. You know, he would always kind of joke, well, why don't you come be in our family?
Oh, there's no doubt that I probably flirted with Janelle a little bit. I just remember talking to her a lot. Was that flirting? Well, if we were both smiling at each other, it must have been.
As I started to do a lot of my own study and I was embracing the faith, I asked him, I said, look, I think I'm supposed to be in your family. And he said, okay, let's pray about it. There was no doubt in my mind that's who I was supposed to be married to.
Oh, yeah. I definitely knew I should marry Cody. It was a strong spiritual witness. And yeah, it was no regrets. And then when it was time to leave, it was also time to leave. And I just knew without a doubt also that it was time to go.
I know that I didn't make a mistake in marrying him. I would do it all over again. I didn't think these kinds of things had an expiration date, but it appears that our relationship might have had an expiration date.
So you still have a testimony that you are going to live plural marriage and it's where you want to be?
I am open to it. Okay. Whether I live it again or not, I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm open to it, but I see no venue for it. I mean, where am I going to go? I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Would you welcome a marriage again right now or just be done?
No.
You don't? Okay. Because last time we talked, like when we were at the rental house in Flag.
No, I'm not at all interested in reconciling with him at all.
Okay. So like Janelle is full on talking about leaving Cody at this point. This is full on leaving. We used to have this magical 4 days of feasting for Thanksgiving.
Yes, I know. And when Robin came, a lot of those traditions changed.
They changed. Well, we stopped doing our Friday night dinners. Every single Saturday we were doing things and Robin came in the family and it stopped. It all stopped.
She was a separate entity from us and Cody ended up being over there quite a bit.
Robin always supported our family traditions because that was part of the negotiation that we made when we got married. In fact, she actually enhanced our tradition.
A soulmate. I think, and I probably feel differently, which is completely fine. It doesn't work with plural marriage at all. But it just seemed to me that that's what it felt like, was that he found his soulmate and that's who he wanted to be with. And she didn't really want to do stuff together. I don't know.
I think Cody's very happy to be Robin's husband. One of the things a plural husband is supposed to do is he needs to grow beyond himself. I think for a long time he really tried. He really tried hard. Somewhere along the line, he found somebody who was thought like him, like was more like him, like he's kind of his it was easy to be with her. He should continue to grow beyond that, to be able to meet the needs of all the other women. I really think for some reason their relationship seems to be really great for him. Like that's kind of, he seems to be really wanting to focus there more. And that's great. That's fine with me. It is, because I know I don't want him to come back.
But so I'm not making any decisions now. I still have family. Like,
Yes.
I don't have a husband, I guess.
I have an amazing relationship with Janelle. It's fantastic. And if we didn't figure things out and become friends and band together like we have, leaving would look a lot different. Janelle made an obvious, definite choice to support me. I remember her crying when we were all talking, and she's like, what am I going to do about my kids and stuff? When I first told everybody I was going to leave, and she was heartbroken. But she still was supportive, and she still was amazing, and decided to still want to do things with me and raise our kids together and be a unit together.
Honestly, at the core, the people that I would be devastated the most to lose are you and your kids. Yeah, I don't miss Cody. I don't really miss Robin. I haven't talked to Mary in almost a year. Like, I haven't talked to her since before Thanksgiving last year.
I mean, Janelle and I, the reason she could be my sister wife is because we're the only part of our plural family that survived. Cody and Robin live in monogamy. That they just are. And Mary's not part of the equation with their family.
I still have this core family unit in my mind. This is what this is. Christine's kids, my kids, the way they're so connected. I still feel like there's a core family.
Sister wives.
I have this little nagging fear in the back of my head that I'm going into a weekend full of having to defend my choices.
If I could do anything, I would be out there like knocking on the door saying, get yourself financially independent, because then you have choices.
Do you know what she's talking about here? Do you know what she's talking about here? And what she's hinting at here? So we're here visiting Levi and Steve. Steve is my little brother from my mom. But when my mom left my dad, he actually moved in with my dad and my other mom. And then Levi is my little brother from my other mom. So basically, Steve from my mom and Levi from my other mom really grew up as full siblings, honestly.
All right, so let me pull these out real quick, and I'll kind of show you guys how they work out in the light.
Oh yeah, baby, are you excited
Here's
now?
where it's happening.
I am, but I'm also like, I don't know, like butterflies a little bit.
One of the biggest reasons I wanted Janelle to come up here to Idaho was because I wanted her to drive her own ATV. Janelle's actually leaving me behind in the dust. She is doing super great, and now she's just going. It's good to see this side of her. I'm just so proud of her for taking control and taking charge, but having fun and going for it. So I just wish that for her, taking charge of her life and having some fun and just going for it.
You know, I've never driven an ATV all by myself, and this was so much fun. It was a really good reason to come up here and just hang out with Christine's brother. I'm so glad we came.
That was actually so much fun.
I've been worried that, especially with Christine's feelings about plural marriage, I've been worried that I'm going into a situation where they're not going to be super friendly about the idea of plural marriage. I don't think so, but I have this little nagging fear in the back of my head that I'm going into a weekend full of having to defend my choices.
Yeah, it's so cool that, so cool to see you again. It's been awesome that you and Chris have been able to hang out so much.
Yeah, we actually are having a lot of fun.
Janelle and I will always do stuff together. We really feel like, I feel like we just raised our kids together so much. So we're always just going to do stuff together.
So, okay, so tell me, did you guys live in one house?
Yeah, Dad had our mom downstairs and then Levi's mom
upstairs. That was the final when they lived together.
That did not work well for a long time.
Do you remember it not working?
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times where they were just furious and yelling at each other and stuff.
My dad married my other mom when I was 5. I remember how bad I wanted to have sister wives when I was 17. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. I wanted to be a third wife at 17. And I really honestly loved our community. I loved our church. I had a great childhood. All of it was great.
Seeing that firsthand growing up, I mean, it was like, there were some times where, I mean, you could just feel the tension in the room. It was like you could cut the tension with a knife growing up. I mean, you know, we're just young kids, and it was like, you have this atmosphere in the house where you're just like, holy smokes, like, who's going to blow up today?
Yeah. To me, I didn't even notice the tension. I just thought they were fine. There was a lot of people in that house. And I remember it being a party and having so much fun. And I also remember being a moody teenager and slamming a lot of doors. So Janelle and I, we lived together in a little trailer, and then we all lived together again several times. We lived in the same spaces. For years, we were in the same home.
Exactly. It's like everybody just needs a little bit of space.
In the very beginning, all 4 of us lived in a 3-bedroom mobile home. We were so idealistic. We thought we could do this like utopia family. Like we thought we could make it all work. There was nothing but just this little thin paper wall. So, I mean, there was a lot of things that just created conflict.
One little tiny kitchen, and it's a trailer with tissue paper walls. Just no.
It was not a good time. It was a very miserable time.
Try to make it abundantly clear I've had as little to do with polygamy as possible. I try to be respectful. It's just about everybody trying to find their own path in life. Right. It's like, you know, we're all just on this adventure together.
By and large, it's like, for me, no. I mean, it's hard enough, man and woman, layering that on as you guys have experienced, I think just makes it even that much more difficult.
So when you met Levi, you were still thinking of kind of maybe sort of possibly living in polygamy.
I would suggest.
Okay. I was just.
If he was, I had no idea. Okay. He didn't tell me for about a year.
And so when I finally dropped the bomb like 9 months later when she really liked me, it was devastating for her.
Oh, it was. I was scared he was going to ask me to be one of.
Oh,
I didn't make it clear.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know he wasn't planning on practicing polygamy at the time.
I think from a lot of people's perspectives, polygamy's done so much harm. So I understand now, and that's definitely a good thing. But yeah, at the same time, I mean, we're in a whole new day and age where, you know, people need to be able to be open and be who they want to be, and, you know, we need to recognize, you know, people for who they are.
Well, I think, and this will never happen, but all you got to do is give those women a legal marriage, and then the husband can, because they can divorce him and take part of his assets. And
there we go. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, honestly, if they were all legally married to him, he'd really have to toe the line. In theory, a man can just ghost a wife. He can just stop coming over. He can stop paying any kind of support towards her household. He's not legally obligated, and she can make no legal claim on him. She should have a claim on him financially. They've been married, they've had children together. Maybe there's child support, maybe there's alimony, maybe there's, I don't know. I feel like it would be healthier all the way around if the women and the men felt like they had options.
It'd be a little bit harder to divorce, though, coming from what I just did with just leaving Cody. I can see that it would be awesome to have the legal marriage because then you are protected. You're 100% right. Do you know what she's talking about here? And what she's hinting at here? Basically, what Janelle is saying is, if I would have had a legal marriage with Cody, and if she would have had a legal marriage with Cody and married to, then when it came down to leave, it'd be also a legal divorce, which would mean it would be a 50-50 split of everything.
I'm sitting here because my finances are also mush-mashed right now with everybody's, that I'm like, I'm having to fight hard to get my estate separated. I really feel strongly that women should all be empowered in plural marriage. With financial choices, with financial power, with claim on their husband's estates, because I think that would level the playing field like. So if we were all legally married, the courts would divide the assets based on the relationships.
My whole goal was to always have the wives each have their own assets. Janelle and Mary and Robin and I each own 25% of Coyote Pass.
Christine was able to sell her house and leave and start over again and do something different, and I have no idea if I'm even going to get anything.
Janelle's name is on 2 of those pieces of property. Mine is on 1. And neither of us own that piece of property outright. Even with the conflict that we have in the family right now, I still believe that it's going to be divided up equally and fairly between.
Get yourself financially independent, because then you have choices. And that's not something that a lot of women, for some reason, culturally, they don't think about.
One of the reasons she's still with Cody is because of this, because she has nothing in her name.
Next time on Sister Wives, our whole lives are being unwound. Nothing's like it was. Everything's changed.
You know, we were raised in a culture where marriage is forever, right? Like, I'm still spiritually married to Cody. Like, I don't know how to get a divorce that way.
According to our religion, sister wives are supposed to advocate for each other.
I'm not going to apologize for what I need to do.
You want something that we can't have together. Robin came into our family specifically to live plural marriage.
I wanted to sit on a porch with my sister wives.
This appears to be the end of our plural marriage.
প্রিয় দর্শক বন্ধুরা, সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আমাদের নতুন একটি ভিডিওতে। দর্শক, আমরা সরাসরি রয়েছি পেঁয়াজ রসুনের পাইকারি হাট থেকে আজকে বাজার দর জানিয়ে দেবো। তবে দর্শক, একটি বিষয় জানাচ্ছি, পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর কিন্তু একটু কমেছে। কেমন কমেছে সেটাও জানিয়ে দেবো, সঙ্গে থাকুন। গত দিনের বাজারের চেয়ে আজকে বাজার তার থেকে 500 টাকা কম বলে ব্যাপারে ভাইরা বলছে। যদিও বর্তমান সময়ে দাঁড়িয়ে দর্শক পেঁয়াজের বাজার নিয়ে টালমাটাল অবস্থা চলছে। কেউ বলছে পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর বাড়বে, আবার কেউ বলছে পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর কমবে। দর্শক, কিন্তু পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর দর্শক হয়ে থাকে এলসি পেঁয়াজের বাজারের উপর নির্ভর করে। এলসি পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর যদি কমে, দেশি পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর কমে যায়। এলসি পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর যদি বৃদ্ধি হয়, তাহলে দেশি পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর বৃদ্ধি হয়। দর্শক বন্ধুরা, সর্বশেষ পেঁয়াজ রসুনের পাইকারি আপডেট জানতে চাইলে, পেতে চাইলে আমাদের চ্যানেলের সঙ্গে থাকতে হবে আপনাদেরকে। দর্শক বন্ধুরা, আমরা সরাসরি রয়েছি পেঁয়াজ রসুনের পাইকারি হাটে। এই গাদের পেঁয়াজটা দর্শক ক্রয় হয়েছে। এই গাদের পেঁয়াজটা দর্শক ক্রয় মূল্য রয়েছে 42 থেকে 4300 টাকা প্রতি মণ। দর্শক দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, এই গাদের পেঁয়াজ 4200 থেকে 4300 টাকাতে প্রতি মণে ক্রয় হয়েছে। সাইজটা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, সাইজটা খুবই ভালো রয়েছে। গত দিনের চেয়ে আজকের বাজার আমরা কম দেখতে পাচ্ছি। গত দিনের বাজার ছিল সর্বোচ্চ 47 থেকে 4800 টাকা প্রতি মণ। আজকের বাজার রয়েছে সর্বোচ্চ 43 থেকে 4400 টাকার মতো। কেউ বলছে 4500 টাকা বাজার রয়েছে। দর্শক, কিন্তু চলতি বাজার রয়েছে 43 থেকে 4400 মধ্যে। দর্শক, পেঁয়াজের সাইজের উপর নির্ভর করে পেঁয়াজের দাম হয়ে থাকে। দর্শক, এখানে কিছু মাঝারি সাইজের পেঁয়াজ যদি আমরা দেখি, তাহলে এর বাজার দর দেখবো যে 42 থেকে 4300 টাকা এই বাজারটা রয়েছে। এবং যদি আমরা এইরকম পেঁয়াজটা দেখি দর্শক, তাহলে দেখতে পারবো যে এদের বাজার রয়েছে 44 থেকে 4500 টাকা। দর্শক, এই পেঁয়াজটা এবং এই গাদির পেঁয়াজের দামটাও কিন্তু আপনাদেরকে আমরা জানিয়ে দিয়েছি। যদিও আজকে আমদানিটা একটু বেশি আছে, দামটাও সেই আমদানির সাথে সাথে কমে গিয়েছে। তবে পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর হয়ে থাকে দর্শক এলসি পেঁয়াজের বাজারের উপর নির্ভর করে। গতদিনে এলসির বাজার ছিল 100 থেকে 90 থেকে 100 টাকা প্রতি কেজি। দামটাও ছিল পেঁয়াজের, দেশি পেঁয়াজের প্রায় 125 টাকা কেজি। আজকে বাজারে দর্শক এলসি পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর একটু কমেছে, একটু চাহিদাও কমেছে। দর্শক, দেশি পেঁয়াজের বাজারের দামটাও একটু কম লক্ষ্য করা যাচ্ছে। যদিও চাহিদা এবং হাটের আমদানির সাথে দরদাম একটু তফাৎ হয়ে থাকে। আমদানি একটু বেশি হলে দর্শক 100-200 টাকা বৃদ্ধি কমে যায়, আবার আমদানি কম হলে 100-200 টাকা বৃদ্ধি হতে দর্শক এমনটাই স্বাভাবিক। দর্শক, আমরা কিছু রসুন দেখতে পাচ্ছি, রসুনের বাজার দরটা জানাবো। এখানে কিছু মাঝারি সাইজের রসুন, যেটা আজকে বাজারে ব্যাপারী ভাই কিনেছে 7000 থেকে শুরু করে 7500 টাকা পর্যন্ত। 7,000 টাকা মতো এই পেঁয়াজটা কিনেছে, রসুনটা। এবং আমরা যদি এখানে দেখি তাহলে এই রসুনটা কিনেছে দর্শক 8,000 টাকার মতো, যেটা 8,000 টাকা বাজার দর দর্শক এই পেঁয়াজ রসুনটা আজকে বাজারে ক্রয় করেছেন আমরা দেখতে পেরেছি দর্শক। আরো একটু আপনাদের দেখাই, আজকে বাজার দর আমরা দেখতে পারবো সর্বোচ্চ রয়েছে পেঁয়াজের 4300 থেকে 4400 টাকা প্রতি মূল্য, এবং রসুনের রয়েছে সর্বোচ্চ প্রায় 10,000 টাকা। যদি বেসন সাইজের রসুনের দাম বর্তমান সময়ে এই অবস্থা বিরাজ করছে দর্শক। আমরা যদি এখানে যদি দেখি কিছু বেসন সাইজের পেঁয়াজ রয়েছে, বেসন সাইজের পেঁয়াজের বর্তমান সময়ে বাজার দর রয়েছে দর্শক একটু কম। বেসনের দামটা চাহিদা একটু কমতেছে দর্শক, সেই সাথে দামটাও কমতেছে। বেসনের দামটা আজকে বাজারে দর্শক আমরা দেখেছি 42 থেকে 43, 4100 থেকে 4200 সর্বোচ্চ বাজার দর্শক। এখানে আমরা সুন্দর মানের কিছু রসুন দেখতে পাচ্ছি, সাইজটা মাশাআল্লাহ খুব সুন্দর রয়েছে। এটার বাজার দর রয়েছে মোটামুটি 7,500 থেকে 8,000 টাকা পর্যন্ত। দর্শক দেখতে পারলেন আজকে বাজার দর আমরা হাট থেকে জানিয়ে দিয়েছি, সরাসরি আড়ত থেকে কেমন দরে কি দরে ক্রয় হচ্ছে বিক্রয় হচ্ছে পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর। দর্শক সর্বশেষ পেঁয়াজের বাজার দর জানতে চাইলে অবশ্যই আমাদের চ্যানেলের সঙ্গে থাকুন। আমরা প্রতিনিয়ত হাট থেকে পেঁয়াজের কেমন বাজার দর চলছে সেটি কিন্তু জানিয়ে দিচ্ছি। সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে শেষ করব আজকের ভিডিও। তবে অবশ্যই কমেন্টের মাধ্যমে আপনারা জানিয়ে দেবেন আপনাদের বাজার দরে দর্শক কেমন দরে ক্রয় হচ্ছে বিক্রয় হচ্ছে দেশি পেঁয়াজের বাজার।